Good afternoon, my name is Alan Geoghegan, and I just arrived in Hilton Head to last night. My mother, Anne-Marie Geoghegan, and Roger Bomberger just got married, and I got here by flying to Colombia, where I was picked up by Judy Gelinas, taken to John Gelinas' house, and I met Lise Gelinas, their daughter. And we just arrived at Hilton Head. It's almost 4:30, and we're going to do a small archival documentary about the whole family. So this is introduction. I won't say anything more, so we can now fade out and enjoy the show. Et tu regardes l'appareil. Et tu peux parler en anglais parce que les gens... Chantal, s'il te plaît, assieds-toi.
Non.
D'accord, tu me regardes maintenant.
Oui.
Et ce que tu vas faire, toi tu vas commencer. Who should start, John? Helen? Tu dis ton nom en anglais, et tu dis où tu es, et tu dis...
Je sais pas où je suis. Attends.
She doesn't know where she is. Okay, so that's okay. Tu dis le nom, mais il faut que tu regardes l'appareil.
Oui.
Et tu dis, dans une grande voix, parce qu'on n'a pas de micro, tu dis ton nom, où tu habites et où on est ici, et tu dis merci. Tu dis ce que tu veux. Et après, c'est Louise, et après, c'est Chantal. Alors,
Je dis où j'habite.
Écoute, ne parle pas, regarde l'appareil et commence.
Mais qu'est-ce que je dis?
Ton nom.
Maintenant?
Oui. Regarde lui, va moi.
Maintenant?
Oui, vas-y.
Ok. Hi, I'm Helen.
Last name?
Geoghegan. I live in Paris, but now I'm in Hilton Head Island. Okay, bye.
Hello, I'm Louise Geoghegan. I live in France and I'm in Hilton Head.
Hi, I'm Chantal Geoghegan.
Plus fort, Chantal.
I'm Chantal, and
Plus fort.
we're on Hilton Island. Bye. C'est nul.
Ok, c'est presque fini. Alors, il faut que tu amènes ta mère et ton père.
Maman, d'accord.
Clarita!
Oh, it's easy. I do this all the time. Hello, I'm Clarita. I have a lovely time here. It's a great, great
You have
island.
to sit down in the chair.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's not finished. That was great.
20 yards and then turn left.
Anthony,
Going.
Ah.
you have to sit down.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
don't look at
Do I
me.
have to sit down next to this man?
Okay, and yes.
Look at the camera, do it.
Okay, Anthony,
It's easy.
don't look at me. Anthony can start and say his name and what he's doing here, and then introduce his wife.
Can I introduce him
Sure,
instead?
or whatever you like. But you have to look at the camera.
Because he looks so stiff. Look at him. What
Well
should I
done.
say?
You have to say
You're hiding
you
your
ask
face.
me. It's
We will
it's
be
your
hiding.
words.
Ah, okay. Oh, hiding your face. Okay. Hello, I'm Clarita.
That's your original name.
Oh, originally from the Philippines,
Yes. And what was your original name?
Clarita Ortiz.
Okay, good. Ortiz. And
And this is my husband, Anthony Geoghegan. He's British.
what have you been doing on Hilton Head?
We've been here since 2 days ago. It's a beautiful island, lovely, warm, beautiful water, beautiful beach, lovely people.
Anthony?
Well, we came for the wedding,
A
basically.
bit louder because he doesn't have a good mic.
We came for the wedding of Anne-Marie and Roger. We've come all the way from Paris, France, for that. And we've driven actually from Chicago because we started the holiday in Chicago. So we came down from Chicago down to Florida, and then we came back from Florida on a long drive up to here, just the day before the wedding.
Okay, very good. Continue.
And
A bit
since
louder.
then,
A bit louder.
since then we had a great night out just before the wedding with Roger, which I'd better not say too much about on tape because these things are purely men's nights out, a bachelor's night out, and what a night out it was. We'll just say where we went was called the Doll's House.
The women had a lovely time.
Meanwhile,
too.
the women were having
It was great.
something absolutely
Oh,
disgraceful.
Where did the women
It
go?
was great here at home.
What's this house
We
called?
This is the car house.
Car's house.
The Car House?
Yeah. Mr. and
What's
Mrs.
the
Carr.
address?
Mr. and Mrs. Carr.
It's in Scooter Road. Very easy to find. I mean, it's just go straight on.
Okay, what is it? 38N?
I have no idea. What is it today?
It doesn't matter.
It's
Okay.
on,
Any last comments? To the camera, not to me.
you know, the ceremony was lovely. The clergyman had prepared before he met the couple, and so he really seemed to know them when he talked about them.
And the
And
bride
their
was radiant and beautiful.
And she was so emotional
Okay.
when she gave it.
We have a title card. Mummy, would you like to bring it in?
What?
Is that the title card you want?
Oh no, that's not the title card.
What is it?
That's a card which we used at the restaurant of the various tables.
So would you like John to videotape that?
Hey, might be nice.
Well, okay, it's your
Okay, so
turn to
just
sit
go-
down here.
Should it be macro, John?
No, I've got a good shot of it.
Okay, good. And who's bringing the card? Introduce yourself to the camera.
This is Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie,
One
what?
day Mrs. B.
The blushing bride.
What's your
The
maiden
blushing
name?
brain.
What's your real name and what's your new name?
My middle name is Anne-Marie Bourbon. And now I'm going to be still Anne-Marie Bourbon.
And what could
This
have, what could
And then
what could your name have been if it was a first marriage?
Anne-Marie Bourbon.
There. So it's a little complicated, so we can just like relax.
Yeah, we will. Did you get an interview? Yeah? With this beautiful shirt? Nice. Okay. Can I
Would you like to
Retail
Mummy, would you like to say anything about how the ceremony went?
well, a bit later.
Okay.
When I'm a bit dressed up. Because
Okay.
I look a bit... Look at this, Alan.
What is this?
This
Oh
is
my
for the
God.
tables. You had one table South Sea, one table World Trade Center, one table United Nations, one only done Head Island.
Did you get that, John?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's I like that. There were 4 tables, big tables.
Tables of
Round.
8.
Hey,
8 tables.
Beautiful.
No,
I
tables
love
of 8. We had just 4 tables.
Oh, there were 8 tables in the
No,
place, and you
there
took
were
4.
4 tables.
there are about
There were
80
4
tables in the
tables.
place.
Yeah,
Okay.
they are.
It's a huge restaurant.
Got it, John?
They ate at the 4 tables.
Alan,
What time was the wedding?
6:30.
And why the hell did I think it was 8 o'clock?
No, because I told you we'd be at the restaurant at 8. And we
Ah.
be back at this house here at 11, which was...
So we waited all night.
It's
for the
funny,
telegram.
because I either took off or landed exactly at 8 o'clock. Which is kind of
Well, not well.
it
weird.
was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
French
How was it?
dinner.
How was
It
the
French
ceremony?
meal.
Very nice.
The meal was very
Beautiful.
good.
And the music.
Who played the music?
Karen's husband.
Oh, he played violin.
Viola.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
What did he play?
We played some Vivaldi,
Mark.
some
Mark.
Some
What's his name? Mark.
Baccarini.
Mark. What's his last name?
Mark Anderson.
Mark Anderson played violin.
Well, we'll
Viola.
interview him tonight because he's going to go.
Viola.
Viola,
It was nice.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Look at the violin.
beautiful.
And
It was a beautiful
did you
ceremony. Very
drink?
moving.
Did you drink a lot after?
Yes, it was moving, huh?
I couldn't say
Did
these
you
words.
cry?
I started crying. And everybody was looking at me.
No, everybody cried.
Everybody
was
started
crying
crying.
with
The
you.
women started crying.
All the women were crying.
When
all-
they went to the altar, the viola music was
We're all
very moving, very, so we all
Solemn.
felt very solemn.
Was it a beautiful?
It was solemn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful piece. It's a
What
French
what
composer.
piece?
No,
What
it
piece?
wasn't. It was Samuel Barber's Adagio for string.
Samuel
Barber.
Barber's Adagio for string.
Oh, yeah, well, the part
Sorry?
before was, who was it, a French composer.
The first part was a minuet by Boccherini.
The first
Yeah,
part
no,
was
the
a
second
minute
part was-
by Boccherini.
Yeah, there was a second part. which I thought was Mozart, but it wasn't at all.
And-
It was a French composer.
When they were playing solemn music, were the men serious or cracking up?
Cracking up? No, everybody was so serious. Are you joking?
Anything else?
It was really good.
Mr. Roger,
Yeah.
would you like to join us, please? And make a scene.
My hair isn't combed.
It doesn't matter. Roger, we need your help.
His hair looks nice all the time.
Al, I'm leaving it right here.
Yes, hair always.
Roger?
Anne-Marie, his hair looks
Roger.
nice all the time.
Did you notice
My hair isn't
the
combed.
way
Mr. Roger K. Baumberger,
greeted Alan?
please take a seat in the middle.
I thought that was
I'm not quite dressed for the occasion, I'm
Okay,
afraid.
you can sit next to the
This is informal.
He only takes a photo.
Okay.
I thought it was.
So we have now
Hi.
Mr.
Your hair
Roger
never gets through.
Roger K. Baumberger, who lives in Manhattan.
Sit back.
And I'd like to add, just moved a week ago to Forest Hills, right? Am I correct?
This is true.
And you might want to just make a statement, not to me, but to the camera, about maybe your move and what led up to the wedding and how the wedding went.
Well, you're asking a very long question, or a short question which has a long answer. It all began 10 years ago when I met Anne-Marie, and we immediately
A
felt
little bit louder. Roger.
we immediately felt an attraction for each other, and have actually been going out together and spending time together for that many years. However, it came a time when we thought that it probably made sense to formalize the relationship by means of the traditional methodology, which is marriage, which is what we did this week. In fact, last night. And the reason we did it down here is because we've both been down here several times. We enjoy the atmosphere on Hilton Head Island. We also wanted to have something small since it's a second marriage for both of us, and we thought that having as many of our family people participating and with us would make it a very special week for us, and something to really immortalize the marriage.
Louise? Chantal?
When we finished that last phrase.
Yeah.
Wait
Roger,
a minute, hold on.
This is like unedited. It can be edited. I'm just making sure that whole family knows.
Oh, okay. So in addition, we have had a tradition in our family of family reunions. And the last one was in 1988, 5 years ago to be exact, right here on Hilton Head Island. And therefore, all of that, at that point of celebration of my parents' 50th wedding anniversary, they are permanent residents of Hilton Head Island. So when we thought about what to do in terms of our marriage, we thought let's combine a lot of activities. So the activities included a celebration of my mother's 80th birthday, which was actually July 24th, but we celebrated here on Tuesday, as well as the wedding on Thursday. And we've had most of the members of our immediate families with us, plus some very close friends from various parts of the world. And it's been a marvelous, marvelous week and a great experience for everybody. And I think while it's winding down now, that the feeling seems relatively unanimous that let's figure out a way to come down here again soon to do similar kinds of things. Of course, I'm not talking about a wedding again.
Okay. Now, Roger,
Well, you never
Can
know.
you-
Maybe
can
someone
you-
else might.
talk a little bit about the parties who went on the boat and like what happened.
Unfortunately, I did not participate in the boating activities
Can you just
personally,
mention what
but there
activity
was a 30-foot, 8-foot sailboat, which was rented for the entire day, both on Tuesday and on Friday. Stephen Crane, one of my brother-in-laws, is an avid sailor from way back, and Chris Geoghegan, Alan's brother, has more recently become enamored of that activity. So they spearheaded the event, and they had a morning sail and an afternoon sail for people who wanted to participate. And I believe the young Geoghegan girls here went this morning, if I'm not mistaken, and had a nice time.
The time of their lives.
Was it fun? We asked them, Chantal, how was the sailing? Chantal?
Was it nice,
Regarde
Chantal?
l'appareil. Tu dis en français, comment c'était? Tu peux dire en français. Et
Tu as
regarde
aimé le
l'appareil,
bateau?
tu dis, est-ce que c'était bien?
Oui, c'était bien.
Voilà.
Louise? Non, ou Hélène? Mais il faut que tu assieds ici, on ne peut pas te voir ici.
Move in.
Viens, Hélène, assieds-toi là, à côté de ton papa.
Helen, move here.
Helen, ici.
Tell me about the boat.
Je peux t'asseoir avec moi.
Look at the camera and tell you. Didn't they pull you along on a piece of string or something? Or a rope?
Okay, John, we have
Were you on a
Louise, and I'm the I'm the godfather of Louise. A god. Okay, I'm sorry. And so, Louise, tu vas dire en français, si tu veux, comment était le bateau. Mais il faut que tu parles fort parce qu'on n'a pas de micro.
C'était bien, il y avait des dauphins.
Okay, I'll
Oh.
translate. It was good. They saw dolphins.
On a nagé,
They swam,
attaché à une corde.
attached to a cord
Rope.
qui était attaché à qui?
Bateau.
The cord which was attached to the dolphins
Non, non,
was
non,
attached to
non.
the boat.
Non, non, non.
She was holding onto the rope.
Okay,
then-
sunglasses.
She let it go.
Repeat statement.
What happened, Louise? Did you let it go or what?
Okay.
Can someone
No,
clarify
hold on,
that?
No, this is the interesting
I
part.
don't understand. Anthony.
No, there was a rope attached to the boat, which was the pulling them on in the water. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the rope was attached to the boat, which was pulling
Now,
them on in the water. In turn, the dolphins bit their feet.
No, 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 no. No, they just so
Now
don't.
ask what happened when Louise
Dolphins are
let
friendly.
go. of the rope.
What happened when Louise let go of the rope?
J'ai coulé.
She sunk. Really? What happened?
J'ai nagé.
She swam.
Yeah.
Did
And
that really
swam.
happen? Did she have a life vest?
No.
She didn't have a life vest. Did she know how to swim?
She's a very good swimmer.
She's a very good swimmer, so she was safe. Who jumped in together?
Hélène.
Helen
Go on, Helen, tell them
Geoghegan
what you
jumped in together. Alors ça, il faut dire à l'appareil. John, you know what? Maybe for sound reasons
Oh,
you
she
should go
was already in
closer
the
on.
water.
Do-
Well, I can't get very much
Do the best.
in the.
D'accord.
Okay,
Alors, il
wait,
faut
excuse
travailler
me.
fort. fort.
Did you
Qu'est-ce
get
que tu
all
as
your
fait? Tu peux
stuff?
dire en français ou en anglais?
J'étais déjà dans l'eau et puis je suis allée chercher Louise en nageant.
I was already in the water, so I jumped in to rescue Louise.
What do you mean you jumped in? Already in the water.
Okay, she was already in the water.
You just swam across
So I swam across and
to help Louise.
to help Louise. And what happened next?
Et après, on s'est attaché à la corde et on a continué à s'amuser.
And after they attached themselves to the cord and continued to have fun,
Pulled along by a boat.
pulled along by a boat. Now, what happened to the dolphins? I don't get that.
Nothing
They just saw
On
dolphins?
leur a donné des poissons.
Well, they fed
Dolphins
They
are friendly.
fed the dolphins with what? Fish.
Where's the dolphin?
Dolphins eat fish?
Well, do you think they eat?
How can a fish eat a fish?
What do you think fish eat?
Did you hear about the
Don't
tennis
they eat
match? though?
plankton?
Well, yeah, and one is shrimp eat plankton, and then little fish eat shrimp, and then bigger fish eat little fish, and then dolphins eat bigger fish, and then sharks eat everybody, and then that's
If you have time, I'm sure.
cycle.
Mr. Roger
Did
Bromberger.
you hear about the tennis match today?
No.
oh boy.
Oh
The
boy, that was a
historic-
good
that
match.
made news. The historic tennis match.
This was quite exciting. 10 a.m. this morning,
Geoghegan said he was going to crush
We could
Baumberger,
have won over me,
90-degree heat.
and Baumberger on the first day of the expected meeting didn't turn up, so Geoghegan won by
Okay.
a non-appearance.
Who was the?
Well, the match was rescheduled to this morning.
So it was between
As a double
you and
between
Roger.
The Geogans, the Geoghegan and
Anthony and
Clarita.
Clarita versus my daughter Karen and me.
And did everyone show up?
Everyone showed up on time. It was absolutely phenomenal match. We
Who
really
won?
got rolling. Well, it's interesting. We went ahead to a sort of immediate lead. That is my daughter and
I think the
of
women
about-
were doing better
of
than the
about
men.
5-love.
I think the women.
But then the Geogans came on really, really strong. And Anthony, when his serve is on, it's quite powerful serve. and as well as Clarita.
I think the
who's a
women.
great player.
But I think the women
They
were
were
doing better.
okay, they were
No,
okay.
the women
What
were
was the
doing
end
better
result
than the
of
men.
the match?
The end result, we went to 5-3, and they were climbing quickly. We had a lot of deuce games, but
It was
at the end, we finally did prevail.
It was
Say the
beautiful.
Americans vis-a-vis the French. The
So
Americans
always-
prevailed.
The Bombergers beat the Geoghegan at tennis.
This is true.
Okay, that's a real pity.
But we had a lot of
I'm
fun.
really sorry, but I have to say that a match will be rescheduled at a sooner time. Soon.
We have to complete.
Next year in Paris, we believe, would be the appropriate time for a rematch.
Okay, rematch in Paris in 1994.
Right. And I'm going to train
Same
a long
time.
time for that.
same time.
And John will make the video of the rematch.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
We
John
said-
Gelinas, who's now the cameraman, he's also the president of Digital Media, which is a computer video music company based in
Columbia.
Columbia, South Carolina. And I met John in Washington, D.C. at the Advocacy Video Conference on, forget the date. John, remember the date?
No.
Okay, not important.
Okay.
I met John at the Advocacy Video Conference, and on the last night, Sunday, we were in the hallway, waiting to go for our last dinner, and everyone was like circling around, not really knowing where to go, and I bumped into John, and I said to John, "Want to go eat?" And he said, "Sure." And I said, "But there's just one thing I have to do." And John said, "What?" I said, "I have to make one phone call." He said, "Okay, take your time." So I went to the phone booth, made 3 phone calls, and thought, he's probably left by now. Exited the phone booth, and John was the only person left in the hallway. So I said, "Should we find them at the Ethiopian restaurant?" And he said, "Sure." So we walked down, what was that street? Do you remember?
P Street.
P Street? Okay, we walked down P Street and did all the Ethiopian restaurants on one side and came back, did all the other Ethiopian restaurants on the other side and ended up hungry because we lost the group. So we ended up in a Thai restaurant eating the best food on earth, and the rest is history. So
Alan, should we go to the beach now, do you think?
I think that it would be good to continue to do a 5-minute interview with Papa Bomberger and Mama Bomberger, and then we'll go to the beach.
Okay, because
Yeah,
Okay?
and I'm going. We're going. Okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
Anyway,
you.
Alan.
Thank you
I'll
very
ask him
much,
to come up.
cameraman,
I'll ask him to come out.
digital whatnot.
Yes, I think I'm.
Digital.
Why do we live where it's so hot?
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name's Alan Geoghegan, and I'm here sitting in front of Martha Bomberger, and we thought it might be an interesting idea for family archival reasons to just interview some of the family members at the beginning of the tape, and then later we'll shoot the fun stuff of everyone playing. But before we do that, I'd like to introduce Martha Bomberger, the former mayor of Hilton Head, and I'd like her to comment in about 4 or 5 minutes about the Bomberger family, just a little bit of history, and then in 2 minutes, and then after that you can say whatever you like.
Well, thank you. Of course, my husband was the trigger of the whole thing, I guess, when we met in Cincinnati. And we now have 4 children and 9 grandchildren. Each of our children was born in a different state. Roger in Vermont, Bruce in California, Barbara in Colorado, and Linda in Wisconsin. And
Can you just keep her voice
because
up?
of my husband's work as a city manager, we've lived in many cities in the United States, and after joining the United States State Department, he became an advisor in public administration. First in Ethiopia, where we went with all 4 children, and then in Iran.
Iran?
2 years there. But before we left Ethiopia, Roger who was college age, had left to attend Dartmouth College, which he did for 4 years, and never again lived at home. We left Bruce with his grandparents in Illinois to finish high school, and the girls went with us to our second post in Iran. There were no schools in Iran, very few schools for women at all, and no schools that taught in English. So I taught both girls for the 2 years that we lived in Iran. I was their teacher. And there we had a lovely Italian, I don't know who built the house in Iran, but anyway, it was a nice house with a swimming pool and a garden. We were active in what was called the Iran America Society, where we helped with the English classes, and I taught some piano. In both countries, Ethiopia and Iran, we were there at periods when their governments were in a stable situation. So we made many friends among those nationalities and were able to go out into the countryside with no fear, which of course would certainly not be the case now. When we left Iran, we had a friend who was having home leave at the same time we were, and so we drove in a Volkswagen camper bus, camping all the way except for a couple of nights in Vienna and where else?
Vienna in Europe?
We were in Vienna. We went
that was
through
in Europe?
31 days of camping, yes, through eastern Turkey, which is very wild and rugged. I think we stayed in a hotel in Istanbul.
How old were you approximately then?
How old was I?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, it was 61. How old was I? What?
48.
Not yet 50? Not yet 50.
48.
48? Okay.
My job was to handle the feeding of all of us, because it was a long while before we got into Europe where we could get food that we felt was good to eat, or restaurants. For the rest of the time I cooked, and our friend was responsible for the car, the tires, the gas, and all that part of the trip.
Did you ever meet a woman called Marie-André in Iran?
No, what was she doing there?
Because when I worked for the World Association for Orphans, the business administrator was called Marie-André. And she had some quite good connections.
Do you know what years she would have been there?
Well, when the Shah was exiled, she had to leave. So it was like
that was after we left. He was pretty stable when we were there. Also, Alan, we did not live in Tehran, which would of course been the largest center for anybody doing that kind of thing. We were in Mashhad. Mashhad, which is a provincial capital, 650 miles east of Tehran.
So we decided not to live in Tehran.
Well, it was where my husband was assigned. He was
assigned in Teret?
Tehran is the capital city.
And where was he assigned officially?
Mashhad. M-E-S-H. Well, if it's Arabic, H-A-D, Mashhad, really. And he was advisor to the provincial governor.
I see. Gotcha.
So that's why. It was a long trip back and forth. And we went maybe a couple of times by train. While we were there, we made one trip down to Isfahan, which is a famous Iranian city, famous for its mosques, and Shiraz. Architecture is beautiful. Iran has many really gorgeous things there. It's just sad what has happened.
Tell what you did after you got back to the States.
Well, when we came home, we settled in Evanston, Illinois, just north of Chicago, and Bob became associated with a public administration consulting firm. I worked for 8 years for the city of Evanston in civil defense. That was from about 1962 to 70. That was an important national service at that time.
You were president of the Zanta Club there?
Yes.
President of which club?
Zanta International is like Rotary International.
Zanta International
is for business and executive women.
And you were involved with the group?
I became a member of the club, first of all, and then the headquarters were in Chicago.
The headquarters of Zanta International was in Chicago?
Yes, and I became then executive director of that for 8 years. Also, that was my first venture in politics. Ran for election to the school board of Evanston, and that was a 3-year term. I was re-elected twice. I served 8 years, and the last term as president of the board.
So you served 8 years twice?
No.
Or 4 years twice?
3-year terms.
Okay.
The last term was cut short because at that point I retired from my job with Zonta, and we moved to Hilton Head Island,
Okay.
intending to have a nice, quiet, retired life, which we did for a while.
In the meantime, I was in Saudi Arabia 3 times.
Oh yes,
Can
Bob?
can he talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Or you have to
Go
speak
ahead.
loud.
Just
Try and
speak up so
loud.
that we
Can we
could.
set up the wireless or forget it?
Well, when I was working for the consulting company in Chicago, they had a contract with the city of Riyadh, the capital city of Saudi Arabia, to make a detailed study of their organization and management problems. And so I represented a company and spent 3 months there making detailed study of what their problems were and writing a report of so many pages.
Now, what was the name of the company which you got
J.O. Jacobs and Company.
J.O. Jacobson?
Jacobs.
Jacobs.
J.O. Jacobs Company.
Then I worked for that company until 1973, and then from 73 to 78, which was 5 years before we moved to Hilton Head, I was on my own in consulting work.
Consulting work?
And went to Saudi Arabia 2 more times.
Went to Saudi Arabia
Saudi
twice.
Arabia 2 more times.
Okay.
On their planning, in the planning and organizational problems with planning departments so they could develop their country in a rather orderly way.
How did you feel in Saudi Arabia? Did you like it?
How did I?
Did you like it?
Did you like it?
Oh, I liked it, yes, but and also dislikes because I couldn't take Martha with me, so I was there alone.
So you're a little lonely.
I was too
I had
busy.
to live in a hotel.
I was too busy professionally to go with him, and also in the other 2 countries, I had been very free to drive, go wherever I wanted to go to the market. In Arabia, women, even just American women, no women are really free. The social life is very, very limited.
And you can't drink.
I really didn't want to go.
Now let's don't
No.
take longer than that because our 15 years at Hilton Head has been also a period of considerable input that we had with the improvement of development of Hilton Head and their overall management of the organization of the city government.
When we came, it was not a town. It was a part of Beaufort County. And it had always been it is still a really beautiful, unusually beautiful island, and it didn't take us very long to realize that some much more precise planning for development was going to be needed in order to preserve the island. You've noticed the winding roads and the trees and the lack of signs. Many characteristics of the island that needed to be preserved, and the county was not doing much about that. So before very long, again, I got back into politics and was a candidate for county council, which was then the governing body.
And what year was that?
That was 1982 that I was a candidate. I served 2 terms there, a total of 4 years, and was chairman of the county council for my 2nd term.
Wow.
That ended in 1986, and I thought, surely this is the last of my public responsibilities. And some friends and people here began to say, well, you're going to be the next mayor of Hilton Head. And I said, no, I don't have that in mind. But it turned out that I did campaign then in 1987. Had a very excellent opponent, but I won.
Who was your opponent?
His name was Bob Guthiel. He's the man that came out of the corporate world and not
Bob
out of...
Guthiel?
Guthiel.
Bob Guthiel.
Guthiel.
Okay.
He was not familiar with public law and the ways of local governments and some other problems, although he had done some very nice things on the island with the animal shelter and other things. He good credentials.
Right.
But anyway, I beat him.
Did you
So
beat
then,
him?
yes.
Was it close or?
Well, I had a 2/3 vote. That's
So
not
you beat
considered
him
close.
pretty-
2 to 1, I think.
Yeah,
So you beat him pretty well.
I think so. Decisively.
Well, congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you.
And is there anything you'd like to mention about? Well, let's probably go a little more forward into history and mention a little bit more about the results of, your time as mayor.
Well, for anybody coming to the island for the first time,
Like me.
they wouldn't be able to see the results, except that the reason we have such a beautiful beach is that we did a very decisive re-nourishing of the beach. And that was one of my acts in office, was to sign the contract. It was a $10 million contract to
Very
bring
good.
sand into to the beach, because we feel our whole economy and even the value of a private home depends on our having good beaches. That is really what brings people to Hilton Head. They like the birds, they like the trees, they like the general ambiance, but it's for the beach, really. And every time they make a survey, they find that out. So we have preserved the beach,
Beach
and probably
access
every, as
and
beach
Where was the
access.
sand shipped from?
Oh, it wasn't shipped. Offshore, at 2 points offshore Hilton Head, there are banks, sand banks that form
Sandbanks.
through the
Submerged
natural wave action.
or-
Oh, yes, submerged.
So the kind of like
Oh,
a
yes.
crane had to.
Well,
pick
they
it
do
up?
it with suction. They suck up. It's a slurry. It comes onto the beach out of huge, huge pipes, about 36 inches diameter. And it comes as a very unattractive slurry of water and sand.
Right.
And they keep feeding that onto the beach. And then, of course, as the water, in a couple of days, the water drains out and the sand dries, then they work with bulldozers to produce what they call a beach profile, which is not only from the water line up, a nice slope, but even going down into shallow water.
Okay.
Because if you can break the force of waves in the shallow water, then you have a better chance of preserving your beach.
Very
I understand.
important thing, Alan, that she did as mayor was instigated the issuance of $11 million worth of bonds
Yes.
to have money to improve the beach, but also she had the presence of mind and so forth to have in there that the bond issue would also be for other public projects.
Okay. Do you want me to just say it
And
loud,
with-
just so that we
With the
get
other
it?
public projects, the town has been able to, buy lots of land for parks and beach access and parking that are needed for people to get to the beach, which has been a big boon to people who come to Hilton Head to vacation. And
It's now a policy of the town to buy, as fast as they can afford it, to buy open land so that it stays undeveloped, to preserve birds, wildlife, and beauty, and so forth.
I get
We're
it.
following a pattern of Nantucket Island with what's called a transfer tax or a transfer fee. Every real estate deal has to pay a 1/4%, which is not a great deal to the one person. But that adds up, and the
Adds up.
town has a couple of $1 million set aside.
she was responsible
Very
for the
congratulations.
first bus shelters on the island.
Oh yeah, we bring probably 3,000 or 4,000 people, employees, come from the mainland every day. Do not live on Hilton Head. Come to serve our hotels and restaurants and all of that. And they come in buses. It's a public bus service that's run by the state.
3,000 a day?
Oh yes, back and forth. And of course, some drive their own cars. But there was
That's a
no
lot of
place
traffic.
for them to stand and wait, in the heat or rain or whatever. And so I thought it was a good project for the service club. So I got the Rotary, Kiwanis, Lions, all of them together, had an architect draw plans, and those clubs together contributed, and we now have 2 strategically placed bus shelters for them. And they
Wow.
gather there. If you go by every night at anywhere between 3:30 and 5:30, they're well filled.
When other candidates run for office since her term, they seek her support of their campaign because she's probably the most respected
Oh, come on.
politician on Hilton Head.
You're not supposed to do that.
No, I would believe that.
But it is true.
Well, they feel experience counts, and I do know the community pretty well, its needs, and I know people in all walks of life and all the different parts of it. It's a fairly big island. People are always surprised at the size of it. When you think island, you think, oh, there's just water all around, and of course there is, but it's 42 square miles. So it's a fairly big island, and there are many different parts of it. We're now in Sea Pines Plantation, which was the first, and we think still one of the best plantations
It was the first
on the island.
plantation?
Yes. First really big development on the island.
Oh. I thought you meant the... Sorry, I missed...
Then in 1982.
Well, let me just say this. So the word plantation, of course, comes from Civil War days,
Exactly.
when black people
That's what I got.
were the slaves.
Yeah.
at the time of the Civil War, of course, which is 130 years ago now, there were 23 working plantations on the island.
On Hilton Head?
Yes,
Now, when
raising rice, cotton, and indigo. And then, of course, when the Civil War started, this became a headquarters for the Union Army. And the
Really?
white plantation owners left the island, and most of them never came back. The black people, after the war, of course, they were uneducated. They had nothing. They were totally dependent on their previous owners. So the government started them off with, 40 acres and a mule? Something like that. And missionaries came down from the north to try to teach them English and how to speak and read. So it was a long time from then until the first bridge to the island was built in 1956. And it was a swing bridge, so that boat traffic, of course that's the Intracoastal Waterway, so that boat traffic could go through, and they would open the bridge if a boat came, so it made traffic back and forth was a little bit slow. So
That's
the bridge
very
you came
interesting.
over today was opened in 1981, and that's a high-level bridge, 65 feet high. So
That's
any
interesting.
shipping can go under that.
Now, if we can just move a little bit more into the future and wrap up the political aspects that you've been involved with in Hilton Head, and then just comment briefly on the wedding that took place today, and just say whatever you feel, like with 2 minutes each.
Well, I think this wedding had special significance for us because our other son and 2 daughters had already had rather formal weddings in due course. And Roger was married in 1960 when we were in Iran. And it was not much of a ceremony at that time. In fact, I think they were married by a justice of the peace.
And what was the...
So having this wedding for Roger kind of completed the picture for us.
Good. Okay, Roger just indicated to me that he's going to the beach
Absolutely.
with Anne-Marie, and so
Good.
if they'd like to wait for just a couple of minutes, because Papa Baumberger is going to say the final statement, and then we can all relax.
Good. This is pretty long.
Yeah, it's okay. We can
What do you want me to make a statement about, Alan?
maybe just wrap up things as far as what happened today, and then let Dr. Papa Baumberger,
Mr. Baumberger.
Mr. Baumberger finish it off. Okay?
You want him to talk?
Well, you can say about 1 minute, and then you can leave it to him.
Well, it's been a thrilling time to have so many of the family and of Anne-Marie's family here on the island. I think it's been a wonderful mix. I don't think anyone predicted what a variety of personalities and interests we would have, but I hope they've enjoyed the island as much as we do all the time. It's been a joy to have everybody here.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's the best family reunion we ever had, as I stated at the fabulous banquet that Roger sponsored last night for everybody. And also, I pointed out that we met Anne-Marie 8 years ago and had been waiting for 8 years for them to get married, because as soon as we met her in the first few minutes, we fell in love with Anne-Marie and wanted them to marry even that day if it was possible.
We would have said right then, right now.
Now, can we have Anne-Marie and Roger to sit in the middle of the 2
Good.
Baumbergers? You just sit at the corner. If there's no room, we'll get seats.
No, we can do it.
Okay, but we are anxious to get to the
Okay,
beach,
this will
Alan.
be 5 minutes.
Stupid game.
A shot, John.
Okay.
Although I'll do once they're over, I'll just say thank you and do the wrap up. Okay, so, Maman, you're first, and then Roger is second. This is just a wrap up, like how you felt about last night, how you felt about the past 8 years, and maybe even what is the result. What's the result of that?
Okay, well, this week has been really extremely good. I mean, fantastic, memorable, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of interesting activities, and this island is like a paradise. It's
Thank you.
Vegetation is beautiful, the ocean is lovely and warm and so forth and so on. And I'm really very, very thrilled to be a part of Roger's family now, because as I was explaining to his sister the other night, I have always lived away from France, lived abroad, and I have always felt like a sort of foreigner, somebody who is a bit rootless and who doesn't belong somewhere. Because even when I was married to Alan's father, his family wasn't American and didn't live in this country, so I have always felt that, I really missed my family and of course his father's family. But now, for the first time in my life, after having left France when I was age 20, coming from a large family for the first time in my life, now I feel that I belong, that I'm a member of a very big clan where I've been accepted very warmly with a lot of affection and a lot of fun and a lot of understanding. And yesterday everybody did something to contribute to this to this wedding, which to me was extremely moving and full of meaning, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I enjoyed even the cans which they stuck under the car. I enjoyed being showered with the bird seeds so that not to spoil the environment with rice. And I also enjoyed of course the ceremony, which was extremely moving, and the Reverend John Miller did something very, very personal, which really was geared to Roger and Anne-Marie. It was something very, very beautiful and very special. And then after, of course, we had this very, very good meal, which, being French, I'm very critical of what food is, and everything at this meal was perfect. The freshness of the salmon, and everything was really very, very good. And what was nice was that after what was very, very nice was that the speeches were really great, short, but to the point. And also what I really appreciate too was Roger's bit talking about the accents, and he mentioned Alan, and to me it was very, very kind and very moving. And after the dinner, which by the way was in a beautiful restaurant with a lovely view, typical of the island, over marshes, and it was very pretty. And then after we came back to the house, and we had a little party, and it was really nice to see that even the children could participate, and everybody danced and had fun. And I'm sorry that I didn't know that I would talk so long, but I couldn't help explaining all this.
Thank you. Roger?
Alan, it sounds to me like pretty much everything has been said that ought to be said for the moment in any event. But I think one of the amazing things about this week is the fact that in addition to having all these diverse people from all over the world, literally, everyone seemed to have a community of interest in terms of enjoyment and interrelationships, so there were no serious conflicts whatsoever among the people, which was really quite amazing. And also, even though we did have a few planned activities, there was always a variety of things to do, whether it be golf or tennis or sailing or going to the beach or riding bicycles or bird watching. So the people kind of did their own thing and spread out and were able to actually enjoy the things that they wanted to do, as opposed to feeling obligated to participate in group activities at all times. Mm-hmm. So really the only real group activity of a set nature, really, we tended to have our dinner together, and I'm sure that somebody's explained how each family had a responsibility just one night for the entire week to help prepare the dinner, and then they basically were simply attending and enjoying the rest of the time. So it seemed to work out quite well.
Okay, John, pan left, please. Right.
Okay.
Pan to me, Okay.
Is that
this
it?
is Alan Geoghegan.
Hold on just a second. Let me get in on you.
Oh, look at the bird.
Okay, anytime.
This is Alan Geoghegan reporting live from Hilton Head. we're just about to go to the beach, so we'll finish this first half an hour of Bomba Peace Theatre. So tune in to the next half hour, and we will be at the beach. Cut.
She looks so
Okay.
serious when you show. He looks so serious, doesn't he?
It's good, professional.
Yeah.
Can
It
you get
was
the bird?
great,
Can you
Alan.
get the bird? Can you get the bird? You guys gonna go meet the sailboat? Alan.
Did you know they played that?
Alan, you're gonna meet the
Alan. This is the highway and the bridge from the mainland. And the island has just one main highway going all the way down. And we're now down about this point on the island, very close to the ocean front.
Reunion headquarters.
Yeah.
It's a pretty map, isn't it?
I have this one. This is an aerial view, you know, and this is just a fun map.
This is very colorful.
Yeah, I thought it would be helpful to people, you
It's
know,
very, very nice.
understand where they are.
Oh, here's Roger.
Go to the beach.
Okay, he wants to go to the
Wants
beach.
to go.
Beach time.
Did Alice and your wife went to the beach?
Yeah, we're fine.
This is John. This is Alan Geoghegan, and I'm talking to John Gelinas, who's
Good evening.
the executive director and president of digital media. And in the past month, we have formed a loose partnership with Four Corners Media, which is the company I formed approximately 1 or 2 months ago, on the way to the Philippines. And so we hope to be involved in some interesting projects soon in Africa, in the Philippines, in Asia, and Latin America. So John, you got the ticket, I got the passport, so let's just go to the beach and have fun. And do you have any comments?
Well, this has been a very interesting experience. I had no idea what it would be like, but your family is amazingly warm and interesting and diverse, and really had a good time shooting this video.
So is that all?
That's enough.
Okay, so
Let's see him.
And we found one starfish, kind of deformed. Isn't it neat?
Yeah.
I felt a jellyfish, but when I felt something that under my foot, I didn't. I just ran out of water. That was just a couple of minutes ago.
Careful, you're gonna lose your sand dollar. I mean, your starfish. See, we gotta keep him flat or he'll dry and wrinkle. Oh, good. Let's go get a show him. Roger. Roger. I'm sorry.
Roger, we're coming to the dollar with that.
Wow.
Sand dollars. And
Wow.
one starfish.
the water about 3 feet. This is the deformed starfish.
Alan, are you going to swim again? That was really nice. You love the island, huh?
Yeah, dude.
How far is Columbia?
That's about 2.5 hours. Maybe 3. Oh, crap.
It's gonna be so nice.
Mama!
Yeah, baby.
Come on, let's go make a sandcastle and put sand all over it. Mom, get up. Oh,
I don't want to play in the sand.
water.
Well, Alan, do we need to say anything, or do we just
Don't you have any cigarettes, Alan?
I don't have any cash
What do you mean?
because my credit card.
I left some cash with money.
John, we gotta get a few pictures of you too, okay? You in the picture.
And Alice too.
And Alice and Judy. Judy has to be in, and Elisa has to say something to the camera.
Okay,
Hey,
lots of
goodbye. Wait, look, wait.
He's having a good time, huh? What did they give you at the house Friday?
Alan, how long was that pass for?
I don't know. $3. I don't know how long it is. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, she was asking while I was asking.
Oh, no. All I just did was I didn't really understand what was written on it. I just told
It
John.
just had numbers on it.
So they probably check on number. That's how they get everything. They gave the car back. The address. And not the Everybody see a white tiger?
Waouh, il m'a fait venir par la plage. Je suis crevée. Réveillé de fait. Mais j'ai pas mon maillot. On a vu des dauphins. T'as entendu? Pas trop près, s'il te plaît. Pense à mérite. Do you understand French? So, oh, I see.
Something to drink.
A little bit, very little.
Oh. Doing a family portrait.
Hello.
What a fucking...
Tiens, Roger,
Un petit cadeau pour toi.
un petit gâteau de your beautiful sister.
Somebody come
From your
Oh.
beautiful sister.
Merci
You want
pour
to buy?
les champions
You
de
want to do
Brelotte.
some bike? You know how to ride a bike?
Les champions de
I
Brelotte.
can't ride that big one yet.
Oh,
think
I'm
so.
sorry.
I think you could.
What did you find?
Wait.
South Beach Village.
Maybe
Not for night.
we take this out. Can you hold it, Alice? Wait, watch the pole. Watch the pole. Okay, go ahead. Now, do you want to try? Does she know how to?
Yeah.
You know, Alice, if you do, you should go where the sun is a bit dry. I mean, wet. Then it's harder. Can you try? You're not going to fall, are you, Alice?
Stand down first.
What?
Stand down first so I can get on. Stop falling.
Kickstand.
Here, sweetheart.
Kickstand.
No. You can't have the kickstand.
It'll slide in the sand. I'll just go down.
Then how does she stop?
Tu fouillasses.
Carefully.
Get on the pedals.
Get on the
It's
other
impossible. She needs a kickstand stand to stop. She ain't need
She
nothing.
needs brakes to stop.
She has no brakes, baby.
Is it too
She
big?
doesn't need no brakes.
Daddy, you will come with me.
Okay.
Don't push me off. Just come with me.
Okay.
Cause I can't.
Let's get down where it's a little bit hard.
Down. Down. Daddy.
Go down a bit. There it goes.
Whoa! No, I don't want to turn. I don't want to turn.
Well, don't keep turning.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to, but you're making me. The way you're holding it, I can't move it, Daddy. No, I like
Right? Okay, we'll get on it and let's try.
Help hold it tighter than
I'm holding
that.
it.
Yeah, you're so mean.
Okay.
I just landed a okay, Mr. Allen. That's enough for your little.
Guess who's riding the bike, folks?
Stay right there because you're just kind of sandwich hard, and I'll come close to you and stop.
She looks great.
Like in the beginning, early morning.
Probably. I really didn't pay much attention. Trying to get us on the road.
So Judy, you know who Judy reminds me of? Helen Kemp.
Who?
This
Anybody I
woman
know?
who he's like a friend of our family's in New York. Her name's Helen Kemp. And you're like almost exactly like her, right? You even look. I just said hello, and someone was in the kitchen.
You found
have
a
a
house?
cigarette?
I used my new Hilton head because we were the champions.
Do I get one?
A lot.
Do I get one?
No, you were not the champion. You were not. I'm sorry.
I have the score right here.
Well, you did
Well,
finish the
Roger,
game.
why did you put it on high?
Brand new. Brand new album.
It's fine.
Oh! You're going to do 4, Roger.
I'm a reminder of the score.
I don't want to see the score.
Gigi and Roger, 530. Anne-Marie
butt.
and Michelle, 360.
Oh.
Is this a sensor?
But
What were you
doesn't
playing?
Ballade is a French game,
count. No, it doesn't
card
count.
game, similar to bridge, but you play with a deck that starts with the 7 up through the ace.
You play with
None of the
32
smaller
cards.
cards, 32 cards.
But that doesn't count because in Ballot you have to go to 1,000. The first who reaches.
We were ready and you left.
It's not finished, so just wait. We'll beat you
At the
tonight.
moment, we're winning big time. I'm
Oh,
putting this in a safe place.
I'm going to tear it
I'll
up
put
and
this
we
with the
start from
cards.
scratch.
Cards.
So do you play cards?
Yeah,
You know, I played cards today with Alyssa. We played Uno.
What's your name?
I've heard of that.
It was a really fun game.
I think I saw y'all had a big scene with Lena.
Oh,
played with cards or something
Lisa.
else?
Lisa, who won the last game of Uno?
I
Who
You
won
want
the
to
fir-
spell your name for
Who
Alan?
won the first game of Uno?
I have to say, I like Hilton Head a lot better than Columbia.
Yeah.
It's so much nicer.
Joe!
Hey. Right in the center of the state.
I saw it. I was quite impressed. Really impressed.
We found them all in the
I didn't
water.
find one. I stayed here 1 week.
Okay, allons-y à la plage.
Are you coming, Alan?
So
Nope.
be careful to my parker.
Alan!
Take that train hat off.
And come and swim, Alan.
Yeah,
No!
Let me do the shooting, you do the swimming, okay?
You do the shooting, you do the swimming.
I can't swim.
Well then,
You do the shooting,
Float.
you do the swimming.
Of course you can.
I just finished swimming.
Now come again, Alan.
Oh, dirty, too bad. Let me
I
get some
can't.
here.
Viens nager avec ta tata.
Nage avec ta tata Michel.
Je peux pas.
Mais si, viens, Alan. Ça te
Parce
fait
que
du
j'ai
bien.
ma... Je peux pas parce que j'ai mon
Mais tu vas voir
amitama.
à nouveau.
Je peux pas parce que j'ai mon amitama.
Well, you take it out.
Not again, mommy.
Come on, Alan. It's really good for you.
I'm sorry.
John, you want to go with them?
I'm gonna follow him.
I will follow. Walk away, walk away.
vitamin A.
What does it do?
Help prevent cancer.
Good for
What
you.
it does.
What is it, medication?
No, it's
No, it's a
vitamin.
Natural.
Natural.
I don't need no vitamins.
Yes, you do.
That one you do if you smoke, sweetheart.
You need vitamin C, vitamin A, and vitamin E, and glutathione if you really want to have a full program. Okay, Lise.
Et celui-là, là.
Anne-Marie, side.
Feed, feed.
À qui c'est ça? Ça donne, Marie? Pas dedans, c'est pas pratique à porter, ça.
Okay, no, this.
Yeah, we need a messenger.
Right. I look terrible on video. I even sound terrible on video.
Okay, cut. Huh?
Few things daunt her. Not much. She doesn't like snakes. But other than that, she's pretty wide open.
I mean, when I first saw her, she slapped me 5. You know?
Yeah. Of course, around the governor's office, they used to call me Dr. Dude.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny.
it was. I didn't even have a British accent. It was terrible.
It's so funny.
Okay. I'm in for a pit stop.
That was quick.
Really?
You try. I want to do it. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna ride the bike next, you know that.
Okay, your turn.
Some brakes? No, I just did the meanest thing. Did you see what I did, Joe?
What did you do?
I rode across the sandcastle. And it didn't do nothing. So, let's try it again.
Last part, water. Miss Janine Bomberger is now making deviled eggs and chocolate chip cookies have been made. What do you want, Elise?
Hey, great.
Hi, Alan.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What are you doing? Janine, what are you doing?
I'm making chocolate.
Can I have one?
Anybody see Steve Baumberger? This is for Steve Baumberger. Okay. To hang on to for the next little child because it's too little for ours anymore. Good.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Alan.
How's it going?
Oh, we've just returned from an absolutely fantabulous afternoon of sailing. Perfect breeze, perfect weather, perfect company, perfect snacks, perfect dolphins. What else is perfect? Oh, the music.
Okay, what else is perfect?
Yes.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Barbara Crane, the sister of the bridegroom.
Who works for population? Works for the
Elise.
Works for the State Department.
and has a very interesting job too, right?
Yes.
And someone's touching me, so I better.
Just shutting your refrigerator.
Hi, Lisa.
What else do you want to drink?
I have some relish.
Hi.
How are you?
Cheers.
What do you have to say?
Kentucky Fried Chicken is in 2 locations.
Have you ever put
Where?
278 Narrow Road and 278 Main Street.
You like chicken?
Sure do. Yeah.
Do you like the best chicken?
I like it crispy.
Do you like chicken?
I like chitlins.
Do you like Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I like black eyed peas.
Who's involved? What are you doing?
I'm drinking wine and I'm about to go to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
You like chicken? You like chicken?
I like chicken.
Yeah. Okay, Alex.
That's it.
Do you have anything to say? Alex, this is your chance, Alex. Don't blow it. Don't blow it.
How's that?
He flew into Colombia last night, and then we drove here.
Right to second?
Yeah.
Try to listen when people tell you things. We always say that we're all good, well-meaning.
Oh, okay. Yep. I'm trying to just listen to people, but it's a little bit different when I came and my mother got like paranoid.
I know. I tried to calm her down now.
Yeah, I think you did the right thing.
You noticed what I did.
It's exactly what happened at the hospital where they accused me of writing the medication on the pillbox after frying my brains for 2 hours. You know? I mean, that was tough. For 2 hours with the social workers who didn't have my file, didn't know me. It was like a bad mistake. I told them, I said, if you're going to fry someone's brain for 2 hours, get the social worker.
Where'd you get it?
I got it for Batman.
Batman? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Batman who? Batman 3? Batman Returns again?
No, this is John's camera, my technical director. He's in the other house.
Which other house? In the car house?
Yeah.
He's gonna like stay there tonight?
No, he just shot all day.
Doing
on
what?
the beach.
The island? It's a pity you couldn't come on the boat.
Chris, we shot a video.
Of what?
Well, you'll see it when we watch it. If you want to watch it tonight, or just give him the tape, and he'll have a super VHS.
You want to
copy.
see some of the pictures from what we've been up to?
No, I want to get dressed.
Well, just get dressed and we'll look at some
Hi.
pictures. You have to look at the mirror.
Ooh la, ooh la.
Is it a good
Gigi,
camera?
Gigi. Where's Gigi? Hello, Gigi. Where are you? Hello, Gigi.
Hello.
Come sta?
Bene, grazie. E tu?
Mucho bien. You have to meet Lucio.
I'm gonna show him the photos, okay?
Well, what happened in the boat? What happened in the boat? What happened in the boat?
What, with the dolphins?
Yeah.
You want to see some of the stills?
No, I want to hear what happened.
Well, we went sailing. We put the sails up, and the dolphins come up to you. We had minnows already, so we put them like this, and then they jump up, and they're like laughing at you, and they open their mouth, and you put the fish in their mouth. And then I put like the tail of the fish here in my mouth, and I leaned over, and he's coming like this, and then I dropped it in his mouth. And all the kids went wild.
Really?
And it took Anthony's kids.
Hey, the Blood Brothers.
Just come and spend a moment to look at these stills. Okay?
Okay, can you give me a second? To what?
Look at these still photos. I got like 4 films done on the island.
What? I don't want to watch stills now.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's on.
forgot to turn over a card. 1, 2, 3, 6.
You're there all the time.
So that's how that
Don't take my seat.
Actually, no, not really. I've had some people come to the door, and I just tell them.
It's like a salesman. He's selling them.
Oh, absolutely. It's amazing.
Which way are we gonna go back?
It's been really close. Each beat each other one game.
Oh, do you really hard card?
And then he shakes the guy's hand and goes like, yeah, I'm sure you would remember. It's really funny. Yeah, I mean, he was at a mission.
1, 2, 3.
Bike ride?
1, 2.
You know you were in the video.
Alright, that's one of the games.
Who do you want?
Shuffle them.
Alright, shuffle them up.
Lisa, can I give the balloon then? Okay, you made her. Hey, yo, let's look at balloon guys. Good idea.
Always went to
Look at her. Look at her.
never had any chance.
Yeah, let's see.
I said maybe I should pick Russell's up.
Yeah.
It's a big band.
I was at a friend's house or something.
What? Well, I know, but you know what? Some people are what they call masochists. Do you know what that word means? Masochist? You know how to spell it? You know how to spell it? It's spelled Steve Crane. Come here.
I'm having fun, Roger.
I know you are. Masochist, M-A-S-O, maso, chist, C-H-I-S-T. And a masochist is someone who enjoys suffer. They likes to suffer. That's a masochist. Don't be a masochist. Well, we're happy about Steve anyway.
But I'm not a masochist.
He actually enjoys it.
Alternative
I
is truly just
I misinterpreted. It's really just a happy guy who likes to make other people happy.
right.
Well, this is Captain Crane and the goodies.
And this, wait, no.
Really?
He went on a walk there.
How come he didn't get burned?
Yeah, yeah.
With the olive oil.
Okay, yes, well, we should have used that.
Probably should have had you let Michelle do this.
Look at that. This is very crude, but hopefully effective.
Really the first time from the together. So it's all her. And I was about to have my car down, she just like this. I didn't whirl it in the hall. Salon waiter. She was like that. So I said, you have to put cards down. So she went to put cards down. I put my card down. First one.
I didn't put my card on my lap.
And I went to she was waiting.
I was waiting.
Hold up there. Wait, an 8 can't go into 10? I hope you're hungry.
Yeah.
Call for a van for your brother. Excuse me. John, this bud's for you.
I'm having gin, thank you though.
Yeah, we have barbecue sauce. Oh, is it? Yeah. This one? I
This is a true fried chicken.
Kids, food is ready. Chicken. Alex, did you like
Get food. Get video of food.
We need to talk. Yes. Well, we all need to talk. Alan! How are you? Good to see you. Boy, it's great to have you here. Gosh, what a surprise. You came in happily and soon?
Last night.
Last night?
Yeah.
Where'd you hide?
I hid in Colombia.
He dropped in on us.
Well, we saw the Coke boats. We saw the Coke boats.
Where?
Down in the marina. You know those big long cigarette boats? Coke boats.
You have such a big nose. I've never seen a nose like this big. I have such a big nose.
Refreshment.
That's the problem. It's a great work through, except for getting along.
Chris, can you do that?
Well, hey, that's pop.
Because there is not enough food.
Mommy, we just did it with those 3 girls.
Oh, no.
The chicken fell. It's weird. Now, what's your name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Baumberger?
Crane.
Elizabeth Crane?
Stay away from me.
Okay, okay.
The Last Supper. Somebody got chicken, and somebody made salad, and Steve Koenig made baked potatoes.
Can I have the last piece of chicken?
Of course, go get your chicken.
Okay, Linda.
And Alan, since you're here, that means everybody was here at least part of this week.
You didn't get us our beers, right?
Right?
Right.
I'm trying to have a nice conversation with Mom.
Am I being shot on camera right now?
Yes, sir.
And how is the light?
Not bad.
Well, it's good to see you. And I hope I didn't realize your friends are from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's my technical director. In other words, all the videos I'm too swamped with, I sent to him, and he has a digital editing studio.
And are we going to see in the not distant future this?
Isn't that amazing?
You are definitely a part of this.
And you know, what was really amazing is before I left, I had it all planned. I was just going to lay on the beach and relax and not do anything, drink a little, sleep, get some reading in, swim, drink, sleep, read, and nothing. I've read 50 pages of my book.
Like, so you're a go-go dancer? I mean, you just go-go?
Oh, what are you thinking about Dollhouse?
What's that?
Are you sad that you missed the Dollhouse, Alan?
What's
well,
the Dollhouse?
The Dollhouse is a place of entertainment for certain people.
Did you go?
I went.
Certain people, or
Did you
the
put the
question
money?
is, would I go back again?
Did you put the money where it's hot?
Oh.
No.
You're saying
put
that
the
just
money
because
where
it's
it's
on
hot.
video.
Did you put the money where it's hot?
It's recorded, so.
There was no.
There was three of us. And then there was one real heavy girl.
Julie from Utah.
Julie.
You have a 30.
And then Lori, who was kind of
But we purposely together because Nora was begging me and don't give me wine. I was like, okay, Nora, don't worry about it. No problem. The one picture of her, you know. Who's on her arm, you know?
But I called and they said that they don't guarantee you a seat, but
Went crazy.
It's only one game. 2 weeks ago, it was like a festival, like just a fun.
I thought you were practicing your viola on the beach.
I think it's very good to go
None.
I'm ready for those weekends.
Nice Janine makes deviled eggs and they all eat it. Karen did it too.
Karen ate them? I heard she ate
She ate those, she ate the ones all for me.
She ate those extra ones. George
She probably thinks she's a member of the family.
She said there's still food out there, more chicken, more bread, salad. Did you eat more? Did you eat, Josh?
Yes.
You did.
Still eating, but I'm gonna have one.
Who won? Karen, who won?
From America, U.S. against.
New York's against
I gotta get some.
Hurry! You're on
Well, maybe you haven't already done it. Well, no, I haven't done it yet. Well, I can tell you what you owe.
What kind of great time
$200.30.
But she bangs the ball and she hates to lose. Oh my God! We were arguing about the score. Oh yeah. Remember that? We were arguing about the score, about she was getting really.
With Chantal and Anna. And you're like,
They have to wear like
Karen, tell Alan about what we're doing behind the boat. He's like, oh, I'm so scared, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, I know. I thought about jellyfish going down my face.
But it's like really, it feels like a strong current. Like, I saw some piranhas yesterday. Piranhas are went to the Mariculture Center. They go, They go.
Here we got it. Alan, did you hear about the jellyfish bites? It's a big deal. It's great.
I gotta stop eating.
It's wearing it on one like right here and then it wraps around.
No, that should be dead. It wouldn't be here. It should be down in a little body bag. I once saw a Portuguese man at work when I was in the water. Dude, reach out.
Quelque chose I don't think I want to. I gotta put it in the beer.
I don't think that'll work.
Put it in the
Just eat it. It's good. You need the Lyotrile.
Just crunch on it.
I don't like it.
It's medicine.
Jonathan, it's the worst medicine.
No, they're good.
I'm sorry.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
I haven't had one
Sometimes
yet.
the worst medicine is the best medicine. We gotta watch some of this video.
Yeah.
We will. I mean, it'll be like so funny.
Well, I'm ready anytime.
Not that. Okay, yeah.
Can you just like hook up normal? You don't have like a super.
Empty the
Can
ashtray.
You can go either way.
Turn it.